Hello everyone, it's me again. So welcome to my online reading model. And for the last 2 weeks, Pinky and Stefan provided me the feedback about my online reading model. And after I received those comments, so I modified the new version of my online reading model. And I think this one might be the final one for this semester. So first of all, thank you so much for Pinky and Stefan for recommending me many things. So let's start with the first one, the objectives and the target student. The objective of this site is to help students analyze and interpret the figurative language in various contexts, for example, songs, novels, and poems, because I think if they read in various contexts, so they can understand better. And the target of the student in this site is the high school students, maybe in grade 10 or 11, and their CEFR level is at B1 level. And I assume that they should have the appropriate level of vocabulary skills and language structure knowledge, because in this site, they have to analyze the meaning. So if they have enough vocabulary and language structure, so it's better for them to understand this site. And for the literature review, I include that one in the for teachers page, because if the teacher use this site for their teaching materials, so they can learn, they can know what articles that support my site. And here I provide the summary of the literature review roadmap for them. Here. So because figurative language, the meaning of the figurative language goes beyond its literal meaning. So for this reason, it can cause the confusion and difficulty for the readers, because the reader cannot translate it straightforwardly. So that's why it causes confusion, and especially for the L2 readers of English. And for this reason, to solve this problem, so the teacher should provide the explicit teaching and also the family material or the novel that the student have heard before, and also integrating new technology to increase the metaphor awareness of the students. And for this reason, so that's why I create this site to help the L2 readers to learn figurative language through the famous songs and literatures. I choose the famous songs and literatures because it can link to their previous knowledge. Yeah, like they heard this song before, and they have the figurative language in the song, and they can understand easily for that one. So here is the literature review part. And I also provide the article in this site as well, so that the teacher can read further about more details of each article. And that part is for the teachers. And now for the students. Before the student learn the lesson, so they have to do the pretest first. And the pretest here is the multiple choice, and it's like test the more general knowledge about figurative language. It consists of 10 questions. And next one will be the lesson of the figurative language. So I introduce the lesson with this song, Girl on Fire, and then ask them the question to cause their curiosity, and then provide the meaning of figurative language and also the first language for Thai student and the audio.
Meaning of figurative language: dramas, speeches, and songs.
So they can listen to the audio or they can read the passage here. And for this one, if they have some difficult vocabulary, so I link to the Oxford Dictionary so that the student can read the meaning and also see more examples for that word. And next, I introduce with the 4 types of figurative language that include in this site. And let's start with the first type of figurative language, simile. So this part, I will begin with the meaning of simile.
What's a simile? A simile means
with the audio and with the text, and also introduce them the similes in the song. So in this part, they can listen to the song. or they can turn on the CC to read the lyrics, or they can read the lyrics here as well, and then watch and then read the analysis of the song, and then similes in the literatures. So
The Spy Who Came In From the Cold.
I provide the audio and also the excerpt from the novel and also the analysis. And this is the poem. This is the child poem, so I choose the child voice. So
the day Jerry dreamed about eating lunch,
so that the student can have the emotion with this poem. And another poem, and also more examples of the type that I introduced them. For example, if they want to read more similes, more example of similes, so they can read from 3 links here. And next one is the metaphor, and the same process also continue in this part. Like begin with the meaning, and then metaphors in song and song analysis, and literatures and literature analysis, and also the poem as well, and also more example for them. Next is personification, the same process as well. This one is the Little Prince, so it's very famous. So I think the student have known it before. And for this one, How Happy is the Little Storm? For this poem, it consists both metaphor, for example, this one, and also the personification that too. So that's why I also include this one in the metaphor part and personification parts. And more example. The last type is the hyperbole, the meaning, songs, poem, hyperboles in literature, and this one is from Romeo and Juliet, To Kill a Mockingbird, and then poem, and another poem, an example. And next one is the sum of all of the type. And then I start with the practice. For the last version, I have 5 activities for the students, but I think it's too much. Yeah, and so I reduce into 4 activities. And Pinky also recommend me the book that I should have them read too. So I also recommend that book to the worth reading part. So let's begin with the activity 1. So I and ChatGPT create this story together, and then I make them like a game by using word wall. So for this part, the student have to read the story here and then choose whether this one a place that looks like blah 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 is a metaphor, personification, simile, or hyperbole. And then I provide a reading passage here, reading passage analysis, so they can read again and then look at the answer. And I also include the GIF file so that they can feel like, oh, they can read and they can watch the GIF like watching the movie. And here I provide the meaning of that part. Metaphors, so they can look at the analysis here. And then activity 2 is the poem analysis. This one, I choose the poem Tell Me About Love from Jennifer Watson, and then choose some part of the poem to create a game by using word wall again. But this one is the game show quiz. So in this part, they have to read this one and then choose whether it's simile, metaphor, personification, or hyperbole. Yeah, and then I provide the link here so that they can listen to the poem.
This poem came about as part of a late night conversation with my children at bedtime. It's called Tell Me About Love.
And the meaning here. And also the further reading if they want to read more. The next activity is song analysis from Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. And they can listen to the song, turn on the CC here to see the lyrics. And then song analysis here. And the meaning of each part. And for this part, because they are another idiom, so I linked this one to the Oxford Dictionary so that they can read the idiom below and find more example. And the last activity is the making a sentence. So I will have them make the sentence, and I provide the example here. And then this one worth reading. So because Pinky recommended me this book, so I also recommend this book to the students as well. So it's the book is A Rose for Emily. So I recommend this one, and I also provide the audiobook so that the
A
student
Rose for Emily, read by Deborah Wing.
Below, Miss Emily, a slender figure in white in the background. Her father, a spraddled silhouette.
So that the student can listen to the audiobook or turn on the subtitle to watch to read the transcript. And if they want to read about figurative language in this book, so they can read in this website as well. Here. And after they read it, this one actually is the option. So if they read it, they can have the space to share the figurative language that they found in the story, or they can share their opinion about the story as well. And the last part is the post-test. So in the post-test, I have multiple choice questions and also the open-ended question as well. Indicates that they can deepen their understanding about that one. And also they also have to create their own stories, or at least the sentence, by using the figurative language. And I also provide the example here. And here is for the student. I sent a link to some of my students to try to use this one. And some students used this link before, but that one is the professor one, so there is only the song. But for this one, the final one, they have more example. And they say that when I give them more example in this site, for example, including the novel or the poems, so it makes them more understanding about that figurative language. And the example that I give them is clear so that they can understand better for that one. What else? And this website, they say that is more user-friendly than the last one, because the last one, they heavily like the only one color of the background, so it's kind of boring. But for this one, I change the color of the background so it's easier for them to read. And it's easy. It's like user-friendly to use. But however, for the very, very slow learners, so they say that the writing part is too hard for her. So that's why I use the caption here, that they can use this example for their reference of their writing. So maybe they can use the same simile as me, but they have to create their own story. Yeah. So I think if the students, it's the very, very slow learner, the teacher should approach them closely. And yeah, this is the overall of my online reading model. I hope you like it, and for me, I really like it now. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching me. And if you have any questions, so you can still leave the comment, because even though I said this one is the final one, but I think it can be better and better. Yeah, and I would love it to be better as well. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a good day.